Hi everyone, it's Tamara here with a card making tutorial for lalalandcrafts. I'll be using Skunk Pajamas Marci for this week's card tutorial. I'll be doing some COPIC colouring and then making the card afterwards. So let's get started. have our image already, I'm going to grab a piece of heart cardstock from the Life Documented paper pack, and I've also just grabbed some scrap pieces of pink and green cardstock from my stash. I'll be using the flowers and hearts border die, so I'll be using the pink cardstock to cut out my flowers and this green stock to cut out the bases and the little hill. So I'll just trim off the edges. I'm wanting some yellow centers for my pink flowers, so I've just cut another row of flowers out of some yellow cardstock, and I'll just set that yellow flowers aside. I'll be able to use that on another card, and I'm just going to stick on the pink flowers directly onto the stems. So I find it easier to put the glue directly onto the stems themselves and then just place the pink flowers on the top. Press that down, leaving enough space so that I can attach the yellow centers. So I'll just add some extra glue to the centers of the flowers so that I can secure those yellow centers in place. So I'll just show you me doing a couple of the flowers, and then obviously you'll understand how to do the rest and you can finish that section off yourselves. So I'm just, you can either use a pick, but I'm just using my finger for this. I've pre-stamped out my sentiment, and I'm going to be using the Your Stinkin' Sweet sentiment, and I've just grabbed my scalloped banner dies, and I'll just be cutting that out. Plus I want to put a couple of little clouds in the sky, so I've just grabbed my clouds dies, and I'll just cut those out at the same time. So they're all cut out now, and I'll set them aside to use on my card front. I'm wanting to recess back my flowers and hill, so I'm going to cut out a oval using the oval stitch dies. So I'm just using my T-ruler to center that on my pattern paper. I am pushing it up a bit higher up the top, but centered in the middle. So I'll keep the oval portion and just set that aside for another project. And I'm just using some watercolors to color out a nice faded blue sky. So I've actually added a bit of water to the actual cardstock itself. I'm using some Strathmore's mixed media cardstock. And I'm just applying a heavier hand down the bottom and just going to blend that out to a softer blue at the top. I'm just using my cardstock just to make sure that I'm getting enough space to cover that. And I had forgotten to wipe off my brush, so I've just grabbed a piece of paper towel just to get any excess water off my brush. I am no watercolorist by any means, but this is a really easy technique to do. So now that panel's dry, I just want to cut it down so it fits behind my pattern paper. So I've grabbed out my Tonic trimmer, and I'm just going to trim that down to size to just make it a little bit smaller than our pattern paper front. So we'll cut that at the top and then just on either side, and that will line up perfectly underneath that front paper. So get that chopped, and we'll just do one more side and make sure that fits. And see how it's just such a nice soft blue that it creates. So I'm just going to use my frame to work out where I want to stick my hill and flowers. So that looks like a good spot. So I'll grab my glue and get that glued down. And so just put a good amount on the bottom and just a small amount on each of the flowers and stems to make sure that secures down. So we'll flip that over, get our backing, and just pop that on, lining that up. Just again, before you press it down, just make sure that that's sitting in the right spot, which that looks like it is. So we'll give that a good press, and that's ready to go. Because this panel's a little bit smaller, I'm finding it will be easier to actually put the foam tape to recess it back directly onto this panel itself. And that way you know that it's going to be sitting in the right spot against our pattern paper front. So I'm just cutting these to measure all the way around the outside so that it's perfectly lined up. And so we'll get one more on the top. Now, to make sure that we line that up properly, I'm just going to just turn part of the release paper and just fold it out, and that way we can make sure that it's properly in place before we fully secure it down to our front panel. So we'll just flip that last one and we'll grab our pattern paper front. It's not playing games with me at the moment. A good press, so we'll get our front panel, line that up. It's up a little bit on the side, so make sure you get that straightened out and give that a press, and that looks like it's in the right spot. So we'll pull off that release paper, pull it the right way, that's it, and that's our front panel ready to go. I want a little black border around our heart pattern paper, so I've just actually grabbed out my Fiskars trimmer, and I'm being a bit lazy here and just lining up that front pattern paper directly onto the black cardstock that I have, just to make sure I've got just a nice even border all the way around. So I've got that all trimmed up. So now I will attach both the pattern paper to the black cardstock, and I've attached my black card to my actual card base. Now we'll be attaching Marci to the front. Now she does overhang a little bit into that recess space, so I want to just add a little bit of 3D foam both to her head side and a little bit to her hand. They're the two bits that sit over that recess. So we'll just attach that, and then we'll grab our glue and add some glue to the part that will be sitting on the pattern paper. So we'll get that all glued up. A bit more down the front. And we'll get her attached to the right hand side of the card. She looks like she's going for a walk in her cute skunk pajamas amongst the flowers. So we have our clouds that we had pre-cut out before. So I'm wanting to attach the larger cloud directly onto our blue sky background. So I've popped a bit of glue onto that, and I'm going to tuck that under that recessed oval and just get that lined up on the background. Now with the smaller cloud, I want that kind of hanging partially over the void, so we will need a little bit of foam tape to go onto the recess section, and then glue onto the part that will be sitting on the heart pattern paper. So we'll attach a little bit of foam to that end and glue to the end that will be on the pattern paper. And I've just released my reversible tweezers too quickly. Thankfully no glue has gotten on Marci, and we've got that attached directly on the front, and I will be attaching the sentiment directly to the card front down the bottom. So we'll grab our glue again and we'll just attach that directly to the heart pattern paper. So we'll pop that just a little bit over the recess, but mainly sitting on the actual front of the cardstock. Make sure that's lined up and straight. So this is the finished card for this week. Skunk Pajama Marci is so gorgeous and so fun to colour up. I think she's quite versatile and would be great for any kind of card, including children's or even babies' cards. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please hit the like button and leave a comment. And if you'd like to see any future videos, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.